Yeah, it turns out Alex Cooper is not as big as Joe Rogan, you know?
Yeah, we are recording now, just so you guys know. I don't want you to
I'll say it
anything.
again. Alex Cooper is not
Just throwing it out
as
there.
big as Joe Rogan. All right, I'm mad about it too. Okay,
I love Joe Rogan.
I was an Alex Cooper stan early on. All right, before Barstool.
All right, yeah, you like those cookies, huh? I just made some oatmeal butterscotchies.
Yeah, put it on record. They're very good.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
I like the bigger size cookies.
Yeah.
You can do that at home. You see that out in the wild, but no one ever thinks to do it at home.
Yeah, nice and thin too. Nice.
Yeah.
Not overbaked.
I try not to, but I want them a little crispy. You know, with oats, I think you like them. I like them a little toasty.
Crunchy.
Yeah, a little toasty. You want that toasted oat.
Yeah.
Near granola.
Near. Well, granola is oats, right? Or is it different?
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah. So I guess it already is near granola.
Yeah. I don't want chewy oats. That's fucking
True.
oatmeal.
That is oatmeal.
Can we swear on this podcast?
Only if you say the N-word.
Shit fuck.
All right. Well, you know, guys, none of that cookie talk's going to get in there. I just realized it wasn't recording. Now it is. Okay,
All
video.
right.
But it was recording audio, so maybe
Free
we'll just have
Palestine.
pictures of us. Yeah, I mean, I'm for
It's free.
freedom.
I'll take two.
I'll take two.
Anyway, thank you guys for coming in. We got Jeff Stonic, Josh Emerson back in the pod room, LHRB Studios, as I like to call it. This guy can't get enough of his camera.
It's a good
pictures
camera.
of
This one's
pictures
my
taking
favorite.
pictures
Out
of
of
people
all his
taking
cameras?
pictures. Do you know have you heard that song, Jack Johnson?
No, banana pancakes.
Banana Pancake, also a great one.
Yeah. The Paved Paradise.
Jack Johnson is a good guy.
I think he is. You know, he does stuff for Hawaii. You know, I think most Hawaiians are cool. What do you think?
Most Hawaiians? Some
Yeah.
of them are dickheads.
I'm
like,
sure.
famously so.
Because they don't want the mainlanders coming over, huh?
Yeah, which I get. I
Yeah.
get.
You're like, I understand.
That's why I don't go to Hawaii. All right.
Right? You know, I'd always want to.
the support.
Always wanted to.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to buy me a ticket, I will sell my soul immediately.
Bill Maher used to do a New Year's show there every year.
Oh, really?
He recently stopped, yeah. But
Because
it was
of
like a
it,
big
or-
thing. Not because I think he's just winding down with touring and stuff. So,
Oh, yeah. He's getting old.
yeah.
I see him in his podcast. And he's like, you haven't moved in 3 hours.
He loves that seat. He loves those
Yeah.
big chairs he's in.
Yeah.
He loves smoking weed with Jay Leno. I've watched like 3 of his with Jay Leno. It's interesting just hear about the old days in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
I like that with Mark Maron because Mark Maron was always a Conan guy. Then he had Jay Leno on finally on his podcast.
Ooh,
Did you listen to that
I haven't
episode?
listened to that one. I'll have to.
It is interesting because Jay Leno spends the first, like, I would say 15 minutes trying to get him on his side. Not on his side, but like to get him to not hate him. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's old school Hollywood, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, old
Nathan.
school Hollywood.
Do you ever find yourself trying to win anyone over these days?
No, probably less so than ever because I'm less in the driver's seat as far as the entertainment goes, and I'm more like helping the other person show.
Yeah, most people want the guy behind the camera to be, you know, they want to be on your good side.
Yeah.
So that you show their good side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to help other people show their good sides mostly. And boy is it tough, the people I work with, especially the man on my right,
Vain comedians.
vain comedian.
Not just you. I mean, I think every comic's vain.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not every comic has my press. All right.
That's for sure.
a good press.
Good
I wasn't
press.
trying to. I don't want to start it off aggressive, Josh. I want us to be peaceful friends here.
I think
Thank God.
aggression's easily. Aggression's entertaining.
Yeah.
Sure.
Conflict is what sells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you guys
what
fucking
about good
suck.
friends? Good friends can sell too, huh?
Good friends can sell. That
Good
is true.
friends, true. Yeah.
I think I would like to try and put out more good vibes. You know, like a
Well-
Mr. Rogers type. Just be a good guy.
Well,
Mhm.
like the movie I Love You, Man, there's a lot of good friends there. Then they have the conflict, you know, and that's a big deal.
No, I don't know. What is the history?
You haven't seen I Love You, Man?
I don't think so.
Oh, we should watch it
Paul
together.
Rudd,
All right.
Jason Segel.
Mm-hmm.
So are you
height
talking
of-
about the plot? The plot they have
Plot,
conflict,
yeah.
or like the behind the scenes? Okay.
No, I think behind the scenes they're like really good friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you just spoiled it, so we don't need to watch it.
Oh man.
I'm gonna be like, I know there's conflict coming.
Yeah.
Oh, J.K. Simmons, what a guy!
Yeah. He's in it for like 3 minutes, and he steals every one of the scenes he's in.
I'm sure he does.
Oh, he does. Yeah, yeah. So does Andy Samberg. It's very good. It's very good.
That's a great cast.
But yeah, so let's I don't know. I don't have anything to offer you as I gave you a cookie, so maybe that was the offering of peace, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Peace cookie.
are we not on good terms?
I mean, I would like to, I feel like, the last podcast we did seemed a little
Oh, it's
aggressive.
Yeah, it was
and
contentious.
this one I want,
Well,
for everyone to
why
be like,
was
"Wow,
that?
they buried the hatchet." Is that a bad term to use, Randy? Did we bury the hatchet?
I don't know.
I
don't know. Is it?
Use it with anybody but me.
Okay.
Is it?
What would
Was it based in native
Yeah.
lore?
lore?
Yeah, but it's more like a American Western. You know what I mean?
Bury the
Like-
hatchet. Yeah.
Like mnemonic device. Is that the right word? No.
It's just something they
it's a
use
device.
like
in,
a shorthand in movies or
Yeah,
something.
it's like fake. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
But nah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with y'all's last podcast.
That was with Paul from CityCast.
Paul from City.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
God,
Maybe you should start a beef with him. That
I-
would be better.
Paul's
than-
actually become a good friend.
yeah, but okay.
Paul's just so easy to get along with.
If we're not good
Great
friends,
voice.
then
Yeah,
he's
great voice, very tall, taller than you think.
Very
you know what
taller
I mean?
than I thought.
You know,
Because he showed up
Okay.
at the Bug Theater screening for Bad Indian, and I was like running the door, and hey, we just he just like says hi, and I look up and I'm like, you're Paul from CityCast. And I was like, I know your voice. Thank you for starting my mornings with me.
Yeah,
And it was like meeting a star.
yeah.
Wow.
Paul's great. Bree's great. Olivia's great.
Olivia's great.
Olivia's great. I just wanted you to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I got nothing against Olivia.
What is happening?
She's gonna be on the pod next week.
Is she really?
Yeah,
What's she gonna talk about?
probably dirt on Paul.
Ooh, dirt on Paul.
I heard somebody's pregnant.
Paul's pregnant.
That's what she texted me when I said, "Do you have any dirt on Paul?"
That's fun.
But yeah. Anyway, so we're here to talk about a catalyst for conversation would be Bad Indian, which is a documentary you just made.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the people what it's about in your words?
Sure. I think the logline created by him is really good. It's just local native comedian produces the first all native lineup at Netflix as a joke, spreading
Local and native.
Huh?
Yep.
You need local Denver.
just do Denver comedian then, I guess.
Okay.
Denver
I was just
comedian.
curious if there's, native is contentious with a lot of people.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh,
I'm
really?
local, but not for you. I mean, you're in a different category of native, but if I just had a native bumper sticker, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
No.
Oh, thank God. I mean, after the bury the hatchet comment, Denver native comedian
Yeah.
Okay.
produces his first all native lineup at Netflix as a joke, spreading his dead mom's ashes along the way. I always say dead mom's ashes, but what if it was my live mom's ashes?
Well,
like
that's
we just burnt
yeah.
like part of her arm off or
Jesus
something.
There's like
Christ.
2 instances of redundancy in that what
Dark.
you just delivered that I did not include in the thing. So, and dead mom is dead mom's ashes. I just say mom's ashes because it implies.
I like dead mom's ashes though. It's redundant, but I feel like it hits
Again,
home.
you're for the shock factor. You want to be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, my mom's dead. Hey,
Pop-
in your face.
Yeah, logline. You have 20 words. All right, use all 20 of them. Why use 17?
They say brevity is the soul of wit, kind of a thing. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 20 words.
Still.
3 more than a haiku.
Yeah. I think haikus can have as many words as you want as long as the syllables are right.
That's fair.
So what came first, the idea for the documentary, or I'm going to spread my mother's ashes as I go to?
I just
or
want
LA?
to do a road trip with this guy. You know what I mean? Like I was excited about the native show at Netflix.
How'd you get approached for this? Who?
I did 10,000 Laughs,
Was
which
like
is a
how many?
comedy festival in Minneapolis, and the JFL.
Shout out
casting.
Minneapolis.
Oh, dude,
shout
so
out Minnesota.
fun.
Sisyphus Brewing.
So-
Shout out Mall of America.
It was
I'm
just
gonna
kind of
bleep
corner
all
underground,
that.
but yeah.
I'm just
gonna
do
bleep
shout
all
outs.
that.
Yeah. But yeah, the casting agent for JFL was there, and she liked my stuff, and she sent it to Josh, who is the producer for Netflix's Joke Fest.
Shout
And,
out Josh. Shout out Netflix.
dude. Shout out Josh's Navajo grandfather. All
Shout
right,
out Josh's Navajo grandfather.
Absolutely, that's really what
Shout
happened.
out the
yeah.
elders.
Shout out the elders. Yeah, let's pour some out. All right, right on your carpet.
Not on my carpet. So they were like, we want to do an all native lineup. We've been looking for
was
an
it-
all native lineup to
I think
do.
it was more like they wanted to do your show.
Yeah. So it didn't have to be an all native lineup. It could have just been Josh Emerson.
Because you
And
do
friends.
token whites.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
No, I could have just like headlined like Ali Makovsky if I wanted to.
Shout out Ellen McCoskey.
But I
Shout
wanted.
out Alan Makovsky.
I only say that because she was right after
Shout
us in
out
the same venue.
eyebrows. Shout out eyebrows
Yeah.
with high contrast.
I didn't know that Ali got big on Hinchcliffe's show on Kill Tony.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't seem her vibe at all, right?
I heard Joe Rogan on one of his pods saying that Austin is the mecca for comedy in the world.
That's not
now.
true.
I don't know if that's true either. I don't know. I mean, again, he's in a bubble, you know.
Yeah.
It's
He's in an incredible
that
bubble.
he created, you know. Of course, he's gonna bring the hype for it, you know.
And the fact that he's not self-aware about it is crazy to me. But yeah.
I was just at the Comedy Store doing roast battle, and everyone there was talking about, are you moving to Austin or not? So I mean,
In
like,
LA.
yes,
For
even in
roast
LA.
battle. That's a very
Not-
specific.
It's not. It was not roast battle related.
I
roast
Was it
battle's
to
still
get
based
on
in-
Kill
Because-
Tony?
I think just in general, they like,
That's
yeah,
the hot spot right now.
Yeah.
Nah, man. That's crazy to me, man. Everybody I've talked to, even the people that have the good experiences at Austin, is that there's so much noise to wade through
yeah.
that it's going there for comedy, I think is, I don't want to say it's dumb, but it's just, I don't think it's an efficient use of your efforts. You know what I mean?
You
There's
think
so
going
many
to New
better
York
ways.
would be better still?
Chicago, even, you know,
Chicago.
like Atlanta. Like, there's like,
Atlanta. Wow.
there's
okay.
just places where it's like you're gonna get more paid stage time and get better quicker than Austin. And that's until you're like touring headliner on the road. Like, who cares where you're at? Like, get to a place where you can get to that place and actually make money from comedy. You know what I mean? Because how else are you gonna make money from comedy besides, I don't know, starring in a film
Yeah.
or like, because like podcasting, you have to get to like a huge. Well, you just have to get a huge audience. Which I would say your podcast
Yes,
is one of the best
huge audience
in Denver, not comedy only, but like in general in Denver.
Thank you. I do.
I feel like not enough people know about you in the Denver
Call me
scene.
the Pod King of Denver. You know,
Who?
a couple people.
A couple people.
Let's name them out. Shout out your wife.
Brad
Shout out
Galley.
wife. Shout out Brad Galley.
Yeah.
I've told Paul Caroli to do it, and he's cut it out of every podcast we've done.
Shout out
Really?
Paul Caroli.
Next podcast that you and I are on CityCast.
You
I'm
can call me
calling
the.
it
Thank
Pod
you.
King,
Well,
yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
We got
And
it.
we got the Pod
got
King
it.
of Denver.
That's me burying the hatchet right
Well,
there.
thank
Okay.
you. Yeah. Bury the pod mic. Burying my microphone. No, I appreciate it. I really would.
Yeah?
Yeah, you
I
got to
just think
start
it'd be
off
so
somewhere.
funny. You know what I mean? Because
It would be hilarious
it's also
and
like
true.
it's like
My camera is usually over here, so I keep looking over here.
do you really?
Yeah.
I think it's more of a pod democracy, really. So you're a senator.
Interesting.
The
Yeah.
Senator Pod,
Yeah.
the Pod Senator of
I mean,
Denver.
I take it. You know, Paul's moniker is the Dark Lord of podcasting. Just so you know.
Really, he starts every morning so cheery.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
yeah.
why would he do
You
that?
wait till you see behind
He
the
calls
scenes.
you the Dark Lord, or
no, he's the
Dark
Dark Lord of
Okay.
podcasting. You know.
Yeah.
Sith?
Anyway.
Podcast Sith.
Yeah. So
Well, the way you're talking about Austin, I mean, it seems very Mecca-y. Do we want to even dwell on Austin, or what do we want to talk about?
Yeah.
well, we're
What do
talking
you
about
want?
Bad Ending. You're hosting your show.
Yeah.
Are you could have done a lot of things with the show, but you wanted to do an all native lineup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
I
I
was
just
gonna sit
see
down
I just see a lot of
Murkowski.
potential in doing that around the country, around the world, in Canada. You
Yeah.
know, so, and I will, and it's already happening. It's
At
like,
one point, there were natives everywhere.
it's true. It's true. We're gonna do it in Scotland,
Yeah.
and we're gonna bring on like Celtic people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
All right,
They,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck the English.
Do you think they're funny?
What, Celtic people?
Yeah. You
I think they got funny voices.
Anybody that deep fries a Mars bar, that's native to me. Okay, that's
Is that what they do?
yeah.
We were talking about flatbread last time you were in. You know, you
Oh,
love
you
a
mean
good
fry
fl-
bread?
Fry
Fry bread.
bread. Yeah. Fry
Jesus.
bread. Flat bread.
Flat asses.
Flat
Fry bread.
asses.
Fry bread.
Fry bread.
They're not flat anymore. I will say this new generation of native, they're throwing protein and squats into the mix,
Oh, yeah.
and
Good
and
for
they
them.
really
Thus
pushing
throwing
back.
ass.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. You just smell, you know.
Yeah, because when when I first heard, it was like, oh, he's doing a documentary about booking his friends on a show.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
what it is.
I know.
But then you had the thing with your mom. That's a whole nother layer. I did
Yep.
see it at.
It's a pretty central theme.
We're
to the
making
whole
we're
thing.
making we're making cookies. You know, you throw that in the batter. It's gonna
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Many themes.
Yeah.
It's what you use to sell a show versus what it actually is they're totally different things.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The point is people like it, which is good. It's a good product.
I saw a screening at Mutiny Information Cafe. Big ups to them. You know,
It was cool.
to be honest, I was a little hesitant about how the space was going to turn out. I
Same.
went there. It was like, you know, just a bunch of boxes in the basement.
Yeah.
But they got approval from the city to do shows down there. They've cleaned it up. It looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Looks good. I'm happy.
It's a good get for the city of Englewood.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's
and
like
I'm happy for them. You know, I want
still
Jim
on
and Matt to do
Broadway.
it. Yeah.
You know, technically, you know.
I was thinking about maybe trying to do Comedy Save the Video Star back over there. What do you think?
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, because I like the projector. I like, you know, having control of all the stuff right there, you know.
Yeah.
I
think the branding's good there. I think Mutiny still has a name that matters to people.
Yeah.
You know, and then for South Denver, you know, don't go to downtown Denver. Stay here in South Denver. Go to downtown Englewood, and you know.
Yeah. And I might still do it at Western Sky here and there too. Not saying that it won't happen.
It's a couple blocks away.
But yeah, it's up the road a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, the TVs there. He has like 2 TVs that we projected on. It's not. I don't know. I like the big big screen.
Yeah. The big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the music, you want to see all the, you know, background dancers twerking and all that jazz.
Yeah, and the way you could do it, because they already have a projector going straight to the wall, so you can have everybody see it, and then you can like put the panel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the only thing is when the panel has to look backwards to see the screen.
Depending on how you
maybe
it.
I could bring a monitor or something and put it
and
in
they
front.
could just watch it straight
Yeah,
there.
sorry guys, we're getting too logistical about my show. Comedy Save the Video Star. We're doing one I think in March at Western Sky Bar and Tap Room. Hey, check it out.
Shout out Western Sky. Shout out Harrison.
Yeah, shout out Western Sky.
Shout out Englewood.
Englewood up to no good.
All right, so you got the hey, we want to do your show at the Just for Laughs festival.
Yeah. No, Netflix is a joke festival.
Netflix is a joke.
Yeah.
And then you got
JFL.
together with Jeff and you're like, hey, why don't you video me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we used to take
No.
we used to take road trips all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dead Room Boys. And then we all sort of did our own thing for a while, and I just want to do one with Jeff.
Yeah, I had the doc idea, and like before that, and then the road trip was like, oh, here's a narrative we can. It was kind of like there's the Trojan horse for the documentary I wanted to do, which is just kind of like about like moving through grief as a comedian. That was what I wanted to do, and also like moving through grief, but also like with the thing on your shoulders to like this isn't your responsibility, but your comedy ultimately educates white people on Native issues and just Native existence. And when we were in Indianapolis at Let's Comedy Fest, shout out Let's Comedy, shout out Alex
Let's Comedy
Price, shout
Fest.
out White Rabbit Cabaret. It was a comedy venue I'd been at a lot, and I'd seen a lot of shows there when I lived in Indianapolis. And then when Josh got on stage and did what he did, which is in the documentary, which is just, you know, yell at the crowd like Indianapolis City of Indians. What are we fucking talking about? You know, like I had never living in Indianapolis. I'd never even considered like the structure of the word itself, and like, oh yeah, means City of Indians. Why else? And
yeah, I wouldn't have put the two together either.
Right? Yeah, but that's
you're
what
just
it
like,
is.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, and he made the
Indy is so white. It is so white.
It's so white. There's like, and there's like just south of there's Martinsville, which is like known as still like the KKK place in Indianapolis. Like it's still very
Shout out KKK.
shout out KKK.
Just joking.
Shout out Martinsville,
But like in a bad way, like a bad shout out.
Shout 'em out to call 'em
negative.
out.
Yeah. Shout 'em out to call 'em out.
yeah, bad. Yeah, we're anti KKK.
Yeah.
Well,
Big stance on left and right brain.
Yeah, and so it was so funny because like it rocked the room, and then the comic afterwards, he handled it so well, which is he's like, I feel like we should start off by doing a land acknowledgement. So he just stole land acknowledgement, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, because you kind of, I mean,
AKA Beefy.
AKA Beefy,
Yeah.
young Beefy.
because I've always described, I mean, Josh, I feel like your comedy, I mean, you're like, I'm a vibe. Like, I'm a force. I'm bringing it,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm most successful when I'm feeling myself.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to throw any shade or anything, but I feel I'm trying to be clever on stage, you know? So I'm trying to think of like, you know, I wouldn't say like you're trying to craft the smartest joke, really.
I would also agree with that. Yeah.
well,
I mean,
y'all-
it's not
y'all
that
can
you
go.
don't have
Josh
good
doesn't-
Suck
jokes.
my taint.
Josh doesn't write.
See, there it is. There's the vibe. He's feeling himself.
Suck my tape.
Suck my taint. Got to make a sticker with that.
It's a tradition.
I think you found a new tagline
I like
for
that.
your.
I like the idea of like sucking a taint because it's just like a piece of skin. You know what I mean? And so it's like you can get like there's enough there to like make a full suction.
Shot at taints.
Apparently you
I'm
haven't
just
been around
really
a taint.
visualizing it now, and it's like,
You're
just
like, you know what I
really
mean?
getting in there.
And just imagining like the taint being like stretched out towards your mouth. You know what I mean?
all right, this we're trying to keep it clean.
Oh
here.
yeah.
No.
Anyways, yeah. I don't.
So
I don't
by sucking the taint, we're trying to clean it up.
We had to cut out 45 minutes of him describing a taint in the most poetic detail we've ever heard.
I like when there is a little bit of hair. You know, that's
A lot of people don't know what their taints look like. You need to get a mirror involved.
that's true. There's a line that goes right down the middle of it, man.
I mean, it's hair, definitely hair from the butt, not hair from the taint.
There's hair in the taint.
My
On the
taint's
taint.
smooth. It's hair from my butt
Get
that's
it
coming
out.
around.
Prove it.
Coming around town.
Anyways, yeah, I don't write clever jokes. Yeah.
But I mean, you're a vibe. Like I said, you're a force. So when
Yes.
you come out, you're
Yeah.
you're
We all have different tools and we invest in different tools.
yeah.
Shout out tools.
And so you're having a good time out there. So you mentioned the land thing, so you made it a little awkward for the next guy. Is what you're saying?
No.
I mean, like the guy, it would have
I
been.
crushed.
It could have been awkward.
yeah.
For the
I
next guy.
crushed. I made it hard for the next comic because I crushed so
'Cause,
hard.
Yeah, you
And the way that he did is he rode my wave by making a really good joke in the moment, and then
Yeah.
he continued to crush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Okay.
that's my favorite type of comedy show, man. It's not. It's like
keeping an energy going.
yeah. There's people that complain about it too, like where they're like, I don't like
Sorry.
going behind you because it's harder. You know, like I hate that. I hate that mentality.
Yeah.
If someone crushes ahead of you, that should be like, all right, what am I gonna do
Yeah.
to keep that energy and then to expand upon it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is because we're all on the same team. We all want this to go well. You know what I mean? Comedy doesn't have to be the zero-sum game. All you're doing is trying to make people laugh. Like,
So when you put together that lineup, you weren't like, I want to crush more than the rest of these comics on this.
and at the All Native thing.
Yeah.
No, I wanted actually Josh Fournier to crush the hardest.
Yeah.
He's from
and I set it
Albuquerque.
up.
Guy
Yeah,
Shout
from
out
Albuquerque. Yeah.
Shout out
I
Josh
yeah,
Fournier.
yeah. And
Shout out
so,
Albuquerque.
and I think he did. You know,
he did.
out of that lineup. But
There's
I
no
just wanted to
secret
put
competitiveness. Like I want to do better.
there used to be.
Okay.
But he was like my first like imaginary rival because we were both Navajo comics named Josh. He started a year before me. He started going up to Durango and was better than me. Like as soon as I started getting, you know, I was like, maybe I want to be a comedian. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And but now there's a sense of like there's stuff that I'm good at that so many people are not good at. You know? And so I just you invest in yourself. Who cares if other people are doing good? That's good, especially if they're native. I want every native comic to crush because there's not enough out there that the industry buys into us. You know what
Sure,
I mean?
sure.
That we have a separate thing. Like
So you feel like you have to sell native comics
I think it's,
to Hollywood?
it's not even sell. I just want to create more opportunities, and to create more opportunities, yeah, there is a bit of selling.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a business kind of a thing. I get you.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why they're giving us opportunities.
Sure.
So-
Sure. Besides being funny, which is a shame, you know?
Yeah, and even then, it's like being funny. I think you get funnier the more you're on stage, and the bigger rooms you do, or the different types of rooms you do, and so it's just like you need you need to get on stage to get better, you know. And so
Yeah.
yeah, more opportunities. Yeah, so yeah, I use that opportunity. I didn't want it. I actually don't feel like Josh Emerson, the headliner, should have been on Netflix as a joke, just as me. You know, I'm self-reflective enough that I will be there at some point. I wasn't there last year or earlier in May. I didn't think I could. I wouldn't have been satisfied with a show that just featured me at that level.
Right.
And so but you know, that's because I have a high standard for
Yeah.
what I want that show to be.
Shout out High Standards.
Oh yeah, I love high standards, man. If your standards are low, what the fuck are you doing? You
Yeah.
know?
Right. Well,
Yeah. It's so like rude to everybody that's in the business. You know, like to have low standards and to like be okay with mediocrity. You know, it's
Especially
like
if you're still able to occupy space with that.
exactly if you're taking
Yeah.
stuff from other people. Yeah.
Yeah, like Yeah, like nepo babies.
Nepo babies, or just people that
Shout out
know.
Nepo Babies.
Shout out Nepo
Shout out
Babies.
Lily Rose Depp. I just
Yeah.
saw Nosferatu. Pretty good.
I
Did you
heard
like
it was
it?
very good.
I thought it was good too.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I heard it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
actually not a surprise. There's some nepo babies that it's gonna work because they are talented, but they also had every
Yeah,
like opportunity to get even
Sure.
better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was talking to my wife and she was like, "Yeah, it's Nepo babies aren't afraid to like go there with movies, like horror
Right.
movies, because she was really doing a lot of like body, not horror, well, a little bit of her own, using her body to like not be pretty, you
Yeah.
know." And she was and they're saying, like Nepo babies don't feel like they always have to present themselves in a certain way because they've always been in Hollywood, kind of a thing. So
shout
they
out Jaden Smith, you trashy, beautiful pune.
Jaden
Drop another album, all right?
That's so good.
Yeah.
Wasn't that his sister?
Willow?
Willow,
Also, they both
yeah.
drop albums.
I
They
don't.
No, they both
fire.
drop albums.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
The last one was
Dropping 'em.
good.
I'm picking them up. They're dropping them. Shout out picking them up.
Picking up albums.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it
Picking
up.
up albums. Yeah, and so
Shout out Ska.
the documentary. That's my job here. I'm keeping everyone on track.
Go for it.
He had the show. I had the idea.
Yeah.
And then
So you had the idea, hey, let me video this.
yeah, and we weren't really. I was kind of like committed to just going out with him and stuff, like to film it at least,
Yeah.
not knowing what exactly the project would be. And then when I was with Sammy Anzer, shout out Sammy, shout out Comics Talk, Comedians
Oh,
Talk
definitely gonna cut that out.
Art.
Enemy of the podcast, Sammy
Is he?
Answer. I mean,
Let's get into
I
it.
think he's
Fair.
got skeletons in the closet.
Ooh.
Maybe you could film
Okay.
I love this take.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, you can kind of see his bones. He's a very skeleton-like.
Yeah, he
human
is a
being.
skeleton, man.
He's an Nosferatu.
A spaghetti boy.
Regardless, he did have that meeting, and I did meet Greg Gandy. Shout out Gandy. Shout out Greg Gandy. Gandy.cc.
Who is
Go
he?
to his website.
Who's Gandy?
He's
is
an
a-
artist
He's an artist. He's done and
out of the South.
we were meeting him from his ad to the conversation was he was going to add some creative direction to Comics Talk Art, Comedians Talk Art.
What is Comedians Talk Art?
It is just like a web series kind of thing.
Okay.
Where two comedians talk art, and sometimes with a moderator or curator of the thing. So, and he was as an art, he was like, "Here's how you can make this work for the art world specifically. Like, do these, and they're very simple things. Like, if you show the artwork, show it in like a high res image, centered in the screen, and just stuff that like checks all the boxes. Very good at that." And so, and in that, he'd kind of like qualified himself by saying, "I've done creative direction for documentaries," and like showed us some work. And as we're leaving that meeting, I said, "By the way, do you have any books that you learned from on documentary making? I have an idea for one that I'm thinking of maybe starting to shoot in May or when Josh, my friend, goes to this festival." And he's like, "Why don't we meet?" And so then we met, and I explained to him basically all what we're talking about. And he's like, "Okay." And then he just basically, the next meeting we had, he had an outline. And then that outline became, we met with Josh. And then we had this idea moving forward. And so he was kind of like the real catalyst of like, this is a real thing you guys are thinking about. You can really do it. Here's how you can do it. Get on out there. And so, yeah, that became the kind of blueprint. And yeah, having him on the team, like it was tough for me to understand like what's the scope of a documentary. How do I
What is the scope of a
Exactly.
documentary?
Well, it's even then, it's like because you didn't have any like real shots that you wanted to get like a day to day and stuff
Correct.
like that. It was
Yeah.
like all improv in terms of like what we were doing and what we're filming. We were like, all right, we're driving through this area, we should do this or that type of thing.
Yeah,
Every day for like 14 days, we were on the road. It was a
Yeah.
long ass road trip
it was a long ass road trip.
and beautiful places. We went to Grand Canyon, went to shout out Grand Canyon.
Shout out Grand Canyon, shout out National Park System.
Yeah, absolutely. Lowest place we went to Death Valley. I
Death
loved
Valley?
it.
Yeah,
The salt flats in Death Valley, fucking gorgeous. You feel like you're in another realm, you know. And they, even on a cell phone camera, they come out. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
like how like just beautiful it is.
shout out Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
So what was the spreading your mother's ashes part of it from the jump,
been
or
doing
was
that
that
for a while.
something that?
So every year I started in 20 since she passed away. I got Big Pine in San Diego, which like to me when I got it like that's like it was like a big deal to me. And so
Big
another
Pine, big
is the
deal.
festival?
Big Pine, yeah, comedy festival. It was in San Diego that year.
Okay.
And went out to the festival in San Diego, and there's an ocean there. I don't know if you know this. And I was like,
Shout out to the Pacific.
yeah. So I was like,
Shout
what a
out
great
Baja California.
opportunity, to get my mama out into the ocean. So I spread it out there. That was 21, and then 22, I got another festival in Detroit. Detroit.
Shout out Michigan. Shout out
Dude.
Detroit.
Dude, I want to go back as much as possible. She used to work at the NPR affiliate up there in Ypsilanti.
Shout
Your
out Public
mother.
Radio.
Yeah. And so I spread it at the NPR stations,
Nice.
the Ashes up there in Ypsilanti, during that comedy festival. But it makes me want to go back there way more often. They have the Independent. There's a great comedy club, but they also have Ann Arbor, the Blind Pig. Even the comedy club there, that just I forget what it's called, but very good comedy scene out there. The Midwest, all the college towns have these great clubs, like Comedy Attic,
Shout out Midwest.
Comedy on Street up in
Comedy on State.
On State. Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out Madison.
Yeah, Madison. Yeah, Milwaukee Improv.
Shout out
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Shout out Nuclearis Brewing Company.
is that what you did the one show there?
That's, yeah.
Yeah, sick. In Kenosha.
Shout out Kenosha.
So yeah, I guess I was always
Bullet. Bullet.
one of my thoughts was like, did it ever seem too exploitative of like this thing
Of
that
my
you're
mom's
doing?
death?
Yeah, or just like what you're doing. I mean, just Jeff as a white man exploiting your experience for his own gain.
I never thought about it that way.
I mean, that was my first
you
thought.
son
I was
of a
like,
bitch.
how
That's
is-
been my thought the whole time too.
son-
Trust me.
No, it wasn't. I asked him to do it. I'm very lucky in having.
There was no thought of like, hey, this could be a little much.
It's because there's no truth to that. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah. So
cool.
like,
It's a factor in that, you as a viewer or like knowing, like you would think that. And
Yeah.
I thought that. For sure.
And how did you go around that, or how showing more of Josh being sincere? Things. I mean, like what tools did you use as a
Just
documentary
just showing them
filmmaker?
authentically, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. What do you think is exploitive about it?
using your mother's death to as a narrative tool to promote your show
Promote it? I didn't really promote
or
any
a
show.
documentary, whatever. 'Cause
No, but the documentary is about me dealing with my mother's death.
Oh.
So like, how am I going to talk about the documentary without?
I mean, I didn't know if that was. I mean, this is
No.
we're just talking about the theme.
I mean, I
Or,
get to
how.
react to, or I get to like grieve in the ways that I.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And like people that like project onto that, you know what I mean? Like, fuck off.
Yeah. I
like-
mean, well, once art's out there, people can interpret it however they want.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm
I mean,
also
it was just
allowed
a
to say
thought I
fuck
had.
off.
I was just thought
Yeah.
thinking about it. And I
Yeah.
didn't know. I mean, one of the reasons I wanted to go see the documentary was see how that was handled. you know?
Sure. What do you think?
I mean, I missed the first 20 minutes to be, so I'm sorry I didn't get to that part. But at the end, it was nice how you brought your uncle in and you talked to him about being in harmony versus being happy. I thought that
Great
was nice.
thing.
Bars.
line.
Shout out Harmony.
Dude, great line. That's the one that stick. That one. There's a couple things that stick with people, and the happiness versus harmony is
It's
I
a
think,
thought. It's a thought-provoking statement.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well said. It's funny because it's my. Those are the two like masculine figures in my life. They both have mustaches, which is ironic.
The other one being his dad. That has not been said.
Oh, yeah, I was like-
for context.
I thought he was
yeah.
gonna bring up his mom having a
Yeah,
mustache or
my
something.
mom's mustache.
Yeah, but
native can't grow facial hair. Native women, absolutely.
and they can't stand each other. My dad and my uncle. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So
Ah,
it's like,
yeah.
so it's really funny to like see them both. Like,
Brothers.
no,
no, my dad's white.
he didn't see that part.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I missed.
No,
the
you
first
missed
20.
like
He's in the
40
middle
minutes.
10.
Yeah.
It's a 30-minute thing. What are you talking about? The last 10 minutes is mostly
Yeah.
his uncle.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's-
mean, brothers, uncles. He's your uncle. I thought
Right.
maybe that it'd be
Cain and Abel thing.
sure.
Sure.
I mean, I wasn't.
Kills all the time.
Nah, they're just guys with egos, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
They're both really talented, very smart, very in totally different value systems. It's really I have a bizarre lineage when it comes to to values, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I exploited the shit out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is like we're telling the story. You want to tell the story the best you can.
Sure.
And to do that, it means you have to get your hand in the dirt. Like you have to get your hands like in there, you know. And anytime you're doing any documentary, it's there. can be an exploitive element about it, but this was my story, you know what I mean? And I wanted to tell it the best way possible. So it was, and like, I love Jeff, like, and
Love you too. Shout out love.
shout out love. Let love love. I wanted to try. I wanted to do that. I want to make films the rest of my life, like tell stories the rest of my life, do podcasts, do stand up, just tell stories, do entertainment the rest of my life. And to get good at it, you have to like take chances and you got to tell your own story first, because how can you tell somebody else's story when you don't know how to tell your own, you know? That's the way I looked at it. I don't know if that's 100% true.
You can. I haven't told my story. I told yours. I mean,
yeah. I mean, there's so many examples of comedians mining their own lives for content. You know, Kumail and his wife doing their thing. Adam Caton Holland's now doing his thing with his sister's death.
Even Kumail's first special, you know, it started from his one-man show. You know,
which was, you know, all that stuff about his wife relationship, right?
No, it was all about Pakistan first. I'm talking his early special.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
All right, well.
I like him with muscles.
He looks.
Shout out steroids.
He's jacked.
Dude, I see him. I was like, oh, you could just do it. Like you could just get in shape.
Yeah,
if you have a whole machine behind you, yeah.
I mean, I think it's more the discipline, the mindset, but you know, money helps.
Money and you know, meal plans. People bringing you money or bringing you food.
I'd be hot right now.
Jeff, you are hot right now. You got 3 layers on.
Thank you. It's just 2. There's no.
Is the red light glasses? Is that something you took from Rick Rubin?
I was wearing them right before him, but then, like for a while before, but I was like, now I can wear it out in public because of Rick. Rick is really kind of like our, you know, he's like the Martin Luther King Jr. of blue light glasses.
Oh my God.
Yeah, shout out Martin Luther King. Shout out Martin King Luther Jr.
We get it. Red Hot Chili Peppers sound good now, I guess.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, I have like.
You haven't read The Creative Act?
Huh?
You haven't read The Creative? Well, I think.
I have watched a lot of Rick Rubin interviews, and they're all like, just, you gotta invest in yourself. You gotta find yourself.
And that's what we did.
Yeah.
I mean, we really didn't. I invested so much time into this project.
The Seed and Spark alone,
finally paying off.
The crowdfunding aspect of it, like, it's an incredible amount of work.
Yeah.
That backbone over there.
Yeah. So did you find the story more after you start putting together the edit, or because I mean, you know, when you documentary, you know, you're gonna just film whatever, and then you try and hopefully find something. So you had the loose theme of like, we're building to this.
Yes.
I don't even know if we were building to anything.
We were building
to the show, to the Netflix show.
Yeah, we're filming.
Yeah, and we want.
I mean, that's the end part, you know, right?
Yeah, and we wanted to build towards it being a like a 30-ish minute model of what could be a series for other native comics to be showcased to.
Okay.
Yeah. And those they were hinted at as they were on stage throughout the show, or throughout the documentary.
But even the mom's death thing, like the ashes spreading thing, that wasn't really something that was like outlined. Like, we're gonna put this into the documentary. That was just something that I was already doing. That I wanted to do, like, on the trip.
So it was like
already.
Organic. You weren't like,
it became part of the outline because he was doing it.
Yeah.
Not like
it wasn't like this is a way for me to get you know something. Yeah, and I didn't want you to feel like I was like, oh, what a calculating mastermind.
Yeah.
He's like, he's been saving his mother's ashes for a documentary.
If you stick around me, there's a bunch of the decisions of the way I live my life where I was like, this would be cool in a movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You gotta live that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm wearing these glasses.
Yeah. I've a clip of you saying, well, I was filming him at the Comedy Fort when he did Colorado
I get
Native.
it. You get booked a lot. Jesus.
And I'm up there pointing the camera. And but it was at there we doing the Colorado Native up there, and that's when he said the first time you were talking to Elliot. I don't even think I was in the room, but he said, like, I've been doing this thing where I'm spreading my mom's ashes at comedy festivals. And I don't know. I think his dad had passed at that. No, he wouldn't have been. His dad wouldn't have passed.
We wouldn't right before that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
your dad's also passed now.
This is Elliot's dad.
Oh, okay, I was like,
hey, we're gonna be doing a show at Fringe.
This is a dead room guy.
Elliot Weber.
Dead room. Dead parents.
The forgotten dead room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forgotten by who?
Me. I always forget him. He's never been on this podcast.
The Elliot.
Elliot, get
Elliot.
Elliot. He won Ford's Funniest. He's funny in his own right, man.
Yeah. I like to think of him as like the George. They called George the Forgotten Beetle.
Yeah.
I thought Ringo was.
I
No.
like the respect you have for Jacob Jonas, though. Like,
Dude, I like Jacob.
I know.
Jacob's
Jacob's out there doing it, man.
He is.
Yeah.
He is doing
He's
it
out there. You guys went on the road with him. You left him out on the road. He's
we
out
did.
there. He's fucking
Somehow
got a gun in a Planet Fitness, getting
Yeah.
steps in.
Yeah.
Selma and Hannah found him.
I was about to say,
He
yeah,
just hosted for them.
he hosted for them last night.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
He's out there. Where were we?
I don't know.
You're
He's
talking
hating
about
on
how you're-
Elliot Webber.
I'm not hating.
That's
I
funny.
think it's funny.
That's funny.
Thank you. It's funny. See, we
Yeah.
can be funny.
Conflict, baby.
I guess so. You're right. Fuck trying to be nice to people.
Yeah.
You're talking about. He was talking to Elliot about spraying his mother's ashes at comedy
Yes.
festivals.
Oh,
And that's
that's-
how it came.
So
up
he had
as
heard
a-
about it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He knew I was doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But-
And knew he'd be doing it.
And you were
on
like,
this
I can
trip.
use that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, to answer your question in a way, yes, I exploited things in like that kind of like.
To bring that mic a little bit more.
I exploited. I exploited, and I'm not sorry.
Shout out exploitation.
Shout out
This is so
exploitation.
healing for me.
I mean, he's minding your life for his, for content. I didn't know if he felt some kind of way about
Dude.
that. It's you're like,
I don't.
I'm so mind. I'm a black hole of a mine over here. It's so
Yeah.
you don't feel any more getting taken from you.
No,
I know.
I mean, that's me. I feel. I'm
Shout
just
out
putting that on you.
disassociating. Shout out.
I knew Jeff was talented. Like,
I knew
Wait.
before you.
did you?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I was at Colfax Alliance Larry. You did a joke about.
I saw him playing college football, and I was like, wow.
I saw him writing a speech for the mayor and be like, this guy's gonna
Wow,
be good.
There you go. Yeah.
Shout out speech writing. Shout out Joe Hogsett. Shout out 49th Mayor of
You
Indianapolis.
guys
Shout out-
should
49.
shout out the old pods you were on. 'cause
Shout
that's
out
how I
Rushville,
knew that.
Indiana.
That's how I knew you played college football.
I did not play college football.
I thought you played in
High school football.
high school, and then you didn't do it in college.
No.
All right. Well, I'll have to go back and re-listen,
What the fuck?
and I encourage you two as well, listener.
Yeah, high school.
Maybe I did.
High school
tell people that.
golf too.
High
right?
school golf. Shout
All
out golf.
district.
What?
All district.
All conference. All
All-
county.
All right.
All county.
Mining your life for content.
Shout out all county. Yeah. So
He's-
mining his life. Yes.
Yeah.
I
You didn't feel exploited, then, and it's all good.
No, I looked at it and I'm like, why am I friends with Josh? Why do I really respect him? And what do I really admire in him? And like, why are those things going to also be what an audience will see and then also use as like an understanding of this? And not just to sell Josh, but to also have it be a vehicle to like continue like to push the themes that you push when you're in your comedy and other native comics push, right? Which is sometimes pushed, sometimes not. It's like some native comics just worry about being a comedian, like Josh Fournier.
Yeah.
Doesn't give a fuck about native representation. Josh does, and then that's why they complement each other well. So, but so I definitely, it's the exploitative nature of it is like, what do I like in it? What drew me to it? And how do I show that?
Yeah, I mean, this whole just doing the documentary and then trying to find a place for it,
Yeah.
I mean, that feels like that's very the message of Rick Rubin's book, The Creative Act, is just like doing something to do it and really, just expressing yourself artistically.
Yeah. You want to create the thing, and before you like, where can we get money from this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that with other things you do, or is it like, hey, I want a joke that fits this town I'm in? Or
I don't write
whatever?
jokes anymore. I haven't written a joke
Yeah,
since
you're a vibe.
2022.
We got it. Yeah, sorry
You know
at the
what I mean?
beginning. And then I guess just to be clear, you guys have been friends for a long time. You guys used to be part of a bigger group called Dead Room Comedy.
We still are. It's not like Dead Room's dead.
It was more active, I suppose, than back a couple years ago.
Sure.
In that
You guys were a unit, and one of you guys was
they lived
traveling the
together.
country.
Like in this apartment, and I lived in the same neighborhood, so I'd like walk over there like all the time. We were together like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially during COVID. Shout out COVID.
Shout out COVID.
Shout out that bat.
Oh,
Shout out,
the Chinese one?
shout out Wuhan. Yeah.
Wasn't it something else? It wasn't a bad. It was like a kind of.
Yeah.
Shout out conspiracy theories.
Hey.
Shout out vaccine. Shout out Johnson and Johnson vaccine. One
J&J.
dose, baby. One
That's
dose.
right.
Done,
No more
baby.
tears.
No more tears.
No more tears vaccine.
No more tears vaccine. shampoo.
When you say
Johnson
tears, it has
Johnson?
a little more weight. I feel like when you bring up tears at all.
Really?
Because
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Trail of Tears.
Because of Trail
Trail
of Tears,
Tears.
that Indian crying in that commercial
Americans
about
didn't
litter.
cry before
Well, he was
natives.
Italian, but yeah, I get that. He
Well,
dressed
yeah,
up.
he
as
represented
an,
as an Indian, so
did,
he was an
did.
Indian to America.
Shout out Land O'Lakes
Yeah.
butter.
Land O'Lakes butter. Shout
That
out.
girl's gone.
She girl's gone. Yeah.
Shout out. What's her face? I don't know. There's another Pretendian. Oh yeah, Buffy St. Marie.
Pretendian.
Pretendian. That's the term.
Pretendian, dude. That's
funny.
yeah.
That's
Write
good.
that down. That's good.
Okay, God. Well, thank you, sir.
Bad pretending.
Bad Pretendian. I love that.
Oh,
I
shit.
love that for a show, man.
I might name this podcast Pretendian.
The
Pretendian.
pretendian.
It's just George
The pretendian in the cupboard.
Do you think he is?
Pretendian? No.
Okay, I was like, George, I like George.
No, yeah,
He's a little aggressive on stage. I was just talking to another comic who saw him at a show. Well,
What?
he's a guy who's dabbled in comedy. Chris Stifler, and he was like, wow, he's a little aggressive.
Delgado.
George?
Yeah, because
Oh.
on stage he was like, fuck you guys, this is funny, I'm funny, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's that's more aggressive.
I've
than-
seen him get it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he's
and I was like,
funny,
I wouldn't
though.
do that.
I like George.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
There was a moment when it was me and Jacob, and we're sitting next to George
Jacob.
and TJ Miller. Not TJ Miller, TJ
Weber?
Dillashaw.
TJ Weber. And it was like fat brown man, skinny white man. Then we like looked over there, you know what I mean?
Took the layers of plywood around this
Yeah.
room.
What? What?
Layers of plywood.
Did you make this?
I did.
Yeah,
I
I
made most,
can
of,
tell.
I made
It's
most of
beautiful.
the stuff in this room, yeah.
But the layers, like those.
You made this too?
Yes, I did.
Damn.
You can tell it's all uniform.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, because Andreas Besserell made fun of me one time. He said, "Oh, because it was all different types of wood in here,
Yeah.
like thrown together
Oh,
from
yeah.
different things. He's like, it looks like a college dorm." And then my wife latched onto that as well. Like, we need to
Make it better.
make it, make it better.
That is.
Yeah, Los Cuchacabres.
Los Chupacabros,
Los Cuche.
Chupacabros.
Cuche.
Los?
Los.
Coochie coochie.
Dos. Coochie.
Bros that like coochie.
That are Mexican.
That could also be
That are
the name of the
Mexican.
pod.
Coochie coochie.
Shout out bros
One of
who
them
like
looks Jewish,
Shout
not
out
Jewish.
Pussy. Shout out pussy.
Although he'd like you to think he was Jewish.
Shout
That's
out
right.
pussy.
What's pretending for Jewish people? You know, Pruish.
Shout out Jewish people.
Yeah,
Shout out Jewish women.
he had a good joke last night. I like his joke.
Oh yeah, you're at 51st
Andres?
Jokes.
Yeah,
No, Patrick was there. Andres was not.
Andre.
Oh.
Where was Andres?
He wasn't invited.
Unasked.
Oh man.
Unasked.
Yeah, so I
Weird.
told him, "That's is what it feels like, buddy."
Yeah.
He was like, "Wow,
Wow.
I can't live your life."
The joke and destroy guy
Yeah,
has been destroyed.
Shout out Jeremy Peicher.
Shout out Jeremy Peicher.
Hey man, do you think you ever got paid out from White Right?
Shout out Trinidad.
I don't know. I've stayed out of all that jazz.
Shout out getting paid out.
Yeah, I know. Shout out getting paid out. Yeah,
Shout
that's the thing with the documentary. There was like, all right, well,
Back on
Put so
track.
much
Shout
out.
out back on track.
put so much into this. It's good. What can we do? Like, we need people to see it. And
But
so-
did you think it was good at first? Did you have to put together a couple times, or how did that?
Oh
that, that
yeah,
journey go?
No, it was ass at first. So
It was chaotic.
It was
It
chaotic.
was beautiful shots, but they like in terms of like the actual story,
Yeah.
there wasn't there.
yeah, no. Shout out not being there.
Yeah.
It was I edited it like I edit a music video, which is just like and I mean what I mean by that, it's like here's all these shots, they look great and everything, and you'll get it because like the music's playing in the background. The music was not playing for the audience. The music was the context of my mind that all this made sense. I had never seen it through through the lens of like just not knowing the story, not knowing Josh. And we screened it in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
And there was like maybe, there's like 15 people there, and
Because at one point I heard there was footage from this podcast on there.
There was-
maybe, I don't know.
yes, there was audio. No, yeah, audio.
Was there?
When Paul was on, yes, when it was you two talking.
Oh, okay.
I think because that was the one time you talked about Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did I message you that?
No.
Oh,
No.
how'd you hear about it?
Paul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We're
And
back.
he would recognize it. Yeah. So I sent Paul that early cut.
Yeah,
And he was very. He was like, "There's no story here." So
yeah.
yeah.
And that's why I love that Paul saw it, and then he still came to the Bug Theater screening
Yeah,
because
and
he got to see both.
and he even mentioned
You're
it
like,
too.
it didn't
He's
turn
like,
him away.
Yeah, I know, right?
It
He's
didn't turn
like,
him
I
off enough. He didn't give us a chance.
No,
Yeah.
because it was interesting visually. Like it was all it didn't
Of
tell
course
anything,
it was.
but it was
you
like,
were in it.
Yes.
It's not in the parts that I was in. It was
I would
just
be
like
so into something that had me in it.
Yeah.
because I
How do I look?
Jeff is so annoying in that
Jeff
he-
Stonic.
Yeah, that he's so good at so many things. You know what I mean? Just chaotically, but photography is one of them. So it was like eye for being able to capture stuff. You know,
Just so you know, I've been telling people I'm the one who told you should take up photography.
Did you? You might have. I mean, it was right.
I told you. I mean, we've done plenty of pods together. Where I mean, I remember when you first started getting into photography, when you were like,
yeah,
you know, just written a poetry book.
Did he?
I don't remember. He might. I don't know why.
Said, you know what? I bet you have a good
in the back.
Yeah. It might have been. Yeah. I don't know.
Thank you.
Anyway,
I'm an inspiration, is what you guys need to take from this.
Yeah, seeing it in Santa Fe on a movie theater screen and seeing how nobody came up to talk to us afterwards.
It was felt.
Yeah, you could. One lady was pissed.
It's funny because you're almost like doing the open mic thing with your movie.
I know.
It's like you're going up on stage, you're putting it out there, and then like taking the audience feedback.
Yes. Nobody was like angry or anything,
which is good.
But they were more like bewildered. I would say that. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes. Shut up, bewilderment. I remember all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was a true start from scratch.
But that was just
after the screening in August.
It was a literal like open mic where it was like, hey, I have this thing in Santa Fe. What if we screened it? Because it was already going to be in a movie theater.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we could screen it there. And so he like rushed. You were still like,
I was editing it like up until like an hour before.
Yeah.
It was I was exhausted.
And you did that for the Buck Theater too. Huh?
Yeah.
But
so after that screening, how did you change it?
So I applied that rule you learn in comedy, which is like, if you're stuck in a rut, joke writing wise, or with your set, you're not happy, put your best joke first, and then go from there. I don't remember where I learned that, maybe Woolsey or something.
I think it's Louis C.K.
Yeah, I was gonna say I first heard Louis C.K. say that.
Okay, fine. Shout out Louis C.K.
Not Woolsey.
Are we shouting out Louis? Oh my god, he's bad.
You guys said
bad. Shout out Louis C.K. Shout out.
Shout out Joy List.
Scandal noted.
Oh, Peter Holmes move, huh?
Well, you know, he's a good podcaster.
He is.
Inspiration to me.
Where's the mushroom water? All right.
I wish I had fucking those hookups.
Magic Mind.
No, I've been taking Alpha Brain still.
Are you?
Yeah.
Shout out Alpha Brain.
Is it
I
real?
do find sharper. I mean, come on, man. You couldn't tell from this verbal sparring we've been doing?
Onslaught? That's a fun word. Onslaught.
Yeah. But
yes.
there's one scene in the movie where it's about suicide.
Yeah. And they always got the biggest laugh.
Yeah.
Where that's how the thing opens now.
Suicide. Scandal noted.
Yeah. No one dies. It's just joked about because, you know, the funny nature of suicide. And
well, it's just funny because it's like the train's going by, and so I have to yell it.
Yeah,
and so
right,
and it's like
so there's a scene where you're waiting to.
It's the opening scene.
Okay, what can you?
It opens
again.
up.
I missed the first 20 minutes. I'm sorry.
So it opens up. We're in Flagstaff, Arizona. We're right by where the train tracks happen. Yeah, are you gonna pull
the
picture?
Train tracks happen? You mean where the train happens?
Pull it up.
Is it on YouTube or anything? Is there something?
He's gonna pull it up. You could just text it to him. And you can put it on.
Airdrop it.
Yeah.
Is there like a trailer or something?
Yeah.
No, we have the picture locked on YouTube. It's just
how do I message it to you?
If you could airdrop it onto my computer.
Well, it's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh,
yeah,
I should be able to just look it up.
Here it is.
Look at those braids.
Look at those braids. Tight indigenous braids. Flagstaff, Arizona.
They're not even indigenous. Those are definitely African American braids.
Black braids. Shut up, black.
Is it because you used gel?
No, I had a black person
that did it.
This is the best place to kill yourself. In Flagstaff, right here. You see these things? That'll split a human in half. All right? There's like, all you have to do is make the impulse decision, and then that's it, buddy. That's all she wrote. And they come 7 times a day. You don't have to schedule your day around the suicide. You can just, do it when it's good for you.
And you got that with the boom mic on your camera?
No, yeah, you hit a Rode mic.
That's a Rode.
He was mic'd up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good build attention.
There's
at the beginning
another.
You're like,
yeah.
something serious is happening, and he's like, "This is the best place to kill yourself."
Yes,
Yeah, it's a good joke.
Inflate, deflate.
Yeah, and it goes on too because so he does the music and the music comes back and it's back into the same joke.
Yeah.
And so it's like it builds upon itself. I don't know if you know about joke structure.
I've seen
Yeah,
Vines,
you're so
you
fucking
just,
clever
you just
about the way you
redo it
ride
every
on
6
stage.
seconds.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 So you made it like a Vine. You just kept repeating the same joke every 6
Yes.
seconds.
It's not the same joke, man. It's you build upon the joke.
Is it about killing
Hey,
yourself? Because then it's the same joke.
No,
a
it's
little bit.
it's more like
Kind of the
yeah.
same
Play it again.
song.
Hit play
Keep
again.
going,
You'll see. Yeah, you'll see.
A Gandhi, shout out Gandhi, shout out Gandhi, shout out Dead Room Comedy.
What is Gandhi?
Gandhi's his last name. Shout out presented by Dead Room Comedy.
Whose last name?
Gandhi's.
The artist.
And
The creative director.
And the trains are so long that
That
you
you
want
wanna
to kill yourself by the end of it.
You know what I mean?
Like
Like it
hypes
hypes you up.
You're like, Jesus, when
Yeah,
is
it's a
this gonna
tag.
end?
It's a tag.
It
Reminds you of the futility of life. And then there we go. We have
There
our
it is.
thesis.
Jesus.
Bad Indian
Yeah.
thesis.
Should only do things about trains. I think that'd be good.
Well, we wanted to reach the autism crowd.
What?
We wanted to reach the autism crowd. So that was the
It's a joke
funniest
about
moment
trains.
in the first.
It's a joke about death.
No,
It's a
the
joke about
train's a big
sounds,
part of it.
Train is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Train's a big part of it.
You know,
Shout out trains. They hold the mantle as best place to kill yourself in a lot of cities,
yeah.
and
But
especially
it just,
Flagstaff.
But I like how you're holding on to that. I'm not a clever joke writer this whole time.
I mean,
You've just been stewing on it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I do like you.
thanks, man. That I really,
Can we bury
I
another
really,
mic or
I
something?
really, I really feel. No, I just thought it was funny to bring that back in. It's
Okay.
like there's another joke technique. It's called a callback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you have like a
Well, the tension
previous
thing is just so I can't handle it.
I wasn't really feeling the tension, man.
I can't. Jeff, tension?
Now,
Okay.
Yeah.
before now,
But now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you brought in. It's your own
Hey,
stuff, man.
I'm acknowledging it, bro. You know,
That
I
was
got to
healthy.
acknowledge the
It's
elephant in the room.
yeah.
And that wasn't a fat joke, I swear to God.
What the This fucking guy. But that is what I love
no,
about
it's
it.
fun. It's fun.
Love about it is that it introduces like dark humor to the audience
Like,
right
right
away.
away.
Yeah. And the other thing I loved about it is that we did this picture lock version at LA Skins Fest. It's a Native American film festival in Hollywood, California.
And it's
Shout
called
out
LA Skins
Fest.
Fest. Yeah,
Interesting.
on purpose. Yeah, it's provocative, baby. 18 years though.
Provocative.
He was doing that in the 90s. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
No,
Oh,
that's
maybe not
18 years
90s.
It's 2025.
My bad. My bad.
18 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Shit, that was
Let's take that again. All right. But yeah, he was doing that.
mid 2000s, then the aughts.
Yeah, and
Post
it's
9/11.
and it's you have this kind of like tragic thing that happens when you do like a Native American film festival where there's so much trauma porn in the different projects that I get brought because it's like what's the thing that's gonna get the most out of audiences, you know? And so this it was nice because it was so refreshing to everybody that went because it was funny, even though it was talking about dark stuff. It was like you don't really get enough humor in native media. And so yeah, it was really well received at the festival.
Yeah, I think at the Mutiny Cafe thing, you guys had a Q&A at the end and someone was bringing up like, oh, it really brings just more of a light on Native people, making them more rounded, like actual human beings.
Yeah.
Because, the depiction in media is, they're kind of this, I don't know, what's that trope with like a wise old black man, but there's like a wise old Indian kind of same thing,
That's kind of like what his uncle led with in our introduction to him when we went to the res and went to his house.
But he couldn't avoid it. He dropped that fucking bomb
I know.
about harmony and happiness.
know.
He's like, you could not be a wise guy.
Yeah.
A wise old man. He just happens to be native.
Yeah.
Well, and that
Dropping wisdom.
that harmony thing, the word for it is hajo. Like it's huge in native specifically in Dene culture, that idea of hajo, like finding things in harmony. So it's like it's not only is he can't help it, but it is him. Like it is Dene to its core, to the idea of harmony over happiness. It's not even that harmony over happiness. It's just that happiness is a colonial idea. The indigenous idea is harmony, and there isn't like harmony over it. It's just you want to live in harmony. You know?
Yeah.
Happiness is
Yeah, that pursuit of happiness thing. He also brings that up.
Yeah, I think that's total bullshit, like made up, but it serves
His
That
story
they
of
took it from, Because doesn't he say they took it from some Native American thing?
Oh yeah. Not the pursuit of happiness, but the Constitution was absolutely influenced by the Iroquois Confederacy for sure. That part is true. The fact that they were going to put in the pursuit of property and then they changed it to happiness. To happiness. I don't know if that's true.
I haven't been able to find evidence.
Yeah, I think that's totally made up.
I was in the room. I was the guy in the room.
Yeah,
it's from Hamilton.
You
had to be the guy in the room.
Oh well.
Shout
out
the 3-word name.
Yeah, shout out hip hop for white people.
Miranda.
The 3-word name.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
All right, yeah. So I mean, it's interesting. I do like that this idea of like showing indigenous. What term would you prefer? Do you care? Native, indigenous.
Yeah, when it comes to that, it's like Indian country is like a legal term, and so it's like Indian. And then like a lot of
I haven't said Indian.
A lot of natives, they like the NDN like that. They love that term, like NDN like that. So it's like it's in the zeitgeist so much that
Indian is a new term. Indian.
No, it's an old term, but it's so strongly in the zeitgeist that people still use it to this day.
Are you just saying Indian with an accent, or is the letters NDN?
It's pronounced Indian with an accent, but the letters are Indian. So like people will have that tattooed on them, like NDN right here. You know what I mean? Like Tupac's, thing. That's like.
Thank you for giving a reference I could understand.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, I think it's silly, I guess. There's so many ways you can positively impact Indian country or Native America or Native people or indigenous people, then like what's the most perfect word to use to describe us? You know what I mean? I think it's like you're really wasting a lot of social capital on stuff that doesn't matter that much, I
mean, a lot of people, what are your pronouns? I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, so you're going to turn off certain people, and I just didn't want to, people to dismiss what we're saying,
and that's
because
true.
We're not.
And so when I tried to like educate myself, and I use indigenous more than I use any other.
I try to use indigenous as well.
Yeah. For that reason.
But I was like, is that like Latinx now? NDN? Are you trying to like?
But the way that
trying to make that happen.
Right.
But the way that it affects me, it like you can call me Indian and it's not going to get me incredibly mad.
You know what I'll call you? I'll call you friend.
Yeah. I don't know if we're there yet.
The hands reaching across the table.
Just know it's there.
Okay,
it's
thanks.
there.
All right, I'll work towards it, man. I really want it.
Maybe I'll give you another cookie with it. And then you'll reach out.
Another fat joke. You.
Sorry, it's hurt people, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, hurt people do hurt people.
But yeah, just the idea of like, indigenous people can be funny too. Like we have a sense of humor. It's not all just crying in front of trash.
It's not even that indigenous people can be funny. It's that it's an essential part of who we are.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's great. I think that's a good message. I love that.
Yeah,
I want to focus on that.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Submitted it to more festivals. Imaginative in Toronto. Doc X in Vancouver.
So you want to go to Canada, huh?
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
More than
You're
anything.
pushing to go to more than anything.
Also,
more than anything.
They have fee waivers for indigenous people. So I'm like, oh, well, if this is free, I'm applying for it.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's why Josh is a producer.
Yeah, I didn't pay anything to submit to the LA Skins Fest either. Come on, baby, let's go.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Hey, you're always a very on top of things like that. Like you're saying, you're applying for grants, things like that. You're just so
on top of
I'm
things.
not on top of it.
I would not call
just
on top
no
of
one
things
else is
at
getting
all.
grants to do comedy.
Yeah,
just so
people
you know.
just don't do shit.
true.
You know what I mean?
I mean that means you're on top of it, dude.
I'm not on top of it. I just do it. You know,
that's the same thing.
Yeah,
it boils down to the same thing to me, I guess, because
the results are better than other people.
That's the white party right there. You're like, what paperwork can I fill out to get this?
Yeah.
I just like, where do I want to go? Oh, the Oscars? How do you get there? Well, you have to get good at
Academy
festivals.
Qualifying festivals.
Yeah. So Imaginative is one. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, if we get an award there, it will be seen by Academy
voters.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You got to get in the room where it happens.
It just has,
Shout out Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are following the
what else did I
playbook,
apply
the
for?
Hamilton playbook.
Oh, I did apply for. I did end up applying for URA. Did I apply for anything else? Oh,
I hope not.
Series Fest. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, seriously.
Would
I'll
you be
probably
mad if
apply
I
for
tried to
Denver
do
Film.
documentary now?
No.
On
Do
what?
was thinking something about the Line Slayer, maybe, or
Oh,
just
then just
the
do it.
Denver
Yeah,
comedy.
that'd be
I
beautiful.
interviewed one guy on it. It's been hard to
I-
get people.
Yeah, I can't do them all.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You're already the Denver documentary
People have been
guy.
asking me, get over here to do this. Dump.
You are doing another one though. Yeah.
I have a
What's it called?
A couple in the works.
Yeah.
The twins.
Anything you can talk about?
The twins with Hakeem Furious and Morgan English. It's about kind of like black surrealism and creativity and the creation of it and why people don't give a fuck. But
Yeah, indifference is one of the most frustrating things.
as an artist, and
Oh
then
my
there's
God.
and then so even when you talk about exploitation, so indigenous, and then the twins is
Black people.
and then the other one that's starting in
Jews.
March.
All
I haven't been able to get there yet.
exploited.
That's just my dating history.
Hey.
The next one is I'm following Ren Q Dawes 50 state tour.
Here to pee.
He's bringing me on the tour to film the first all trans comedy tour to go to all 50 states starting in
Oh, wow.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 30 dates, 34 cities so far. We got like 16 more to plan, but
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
You,
long.
you want to talk about somebody
a
that's on
commitment.
it? Ren
Ren is
followed
on it.
throughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we have 3 weeks of filming in March, 5 weeks of filming in April through May.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than 2 weeks.
It
Oh,
fucking is.
yeah.
I've never been on the road for that'll be 3 weeks straight, and then 5 weeks straight shortly after that. I'm very scared about it.
Yeah, I don't even know if you need to be on the road that much. You know what I mean? Because you'll be able to tell the story.
You gonna miss your friend? Is that what you're saying? You're like,
No,
I think
I'm-
you should come back.
You won't keep me home.
I'm-
You won't keep me home.
I don't
I'm
think
going
you
to
should.
Scotland.
You gonna shoot the pot?
for
He's
4
bringing me to
And you want
Scotland.
Jeff to come with you,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I'm coming out the first week.
Who's your favorite member of Dead Room, Josh?
My favorite member of Dead Room?
Besides
I
yourself.
was about to say me.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
I-
If you had to
it-
choose between
There's actually a fifth.
Josh, the other guy, and Jonas.
yeah, I think
Jeff,
It's,
I mean.
I
not
think it's
Josh.
Jeff, but that's only because he's the most talented.
Okay.
I
Got it.
don't know. That's true.
Jeff, what do you think?
My favorite member of
Dead Room, that's not yourself.
Oh, Josh, just because he's in the room.
Got it.
But also, I mean, Josh and I are going to be the ones that are keeping it up. We're going to, like, Elliot's moving to Minneapolis. Jacob already left.
Yeah.
It's going to be the next iteration of Dead Room is what we create.
And it's
So,
also, there's going to be great projects that come out of us over and over again. Like, that's just the way we operate.
just the way we operate. Just the way that it be.
Yeah. The next, I'm doing, so this isn't a Dead Room thing. This is my friend Gabe.
Shout out the
Furman.
magician. Shout out
Yeah.
Gabe.
He wrote and directed this. It's like a narrative called Finding the Funny.
Oh, that's not Gabe.
Yeah.
He's not the magician.
No, that's Gerald.
Gerald. Okay.
Yeah,
shout
yeah,
out. Shout out G
A
names.
lot of G names.
A lot of G names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Gabe.
Yeah.
It's up, right? He said it. I saw him. He
It
posed.
is. So
Where is it?
What
So-
is it? What is it? First,
It's a short film.
So
Okay.
no, there's a couple things. So he has an exhibition that he's opening, and it's 2 parts of it. One of it is specific like portraits he did of Native people at the Friendship Day powwow for the Denver Art Museum.
Mhm.
Those are up. They're all smiling and they're like beautifully set. And then it's his film that he directed and wrote
Short film. Directed.
that
Yeah.
I starred in
Shout out
and
starring.
improvised some of the
Wow,
dialogue. All
another
right, some of the best
starring in
jokes
Shout
in
out
there.
writing credit deserved.
All right, I absolutely okay, whatever. But I'm starring in it, and it's cool because it's like I'm actually acting. That's
It's like
that
a
felt good.
narrative. It's like a
Yeah.
a script that you're
It's like-
memorizing stuff.
It's a comedian that has having writer's block because of grief, and then he goes and meets different people
Sounds
in the
more like
community.
a writer who had writer's block
You
and
know?
got a comedian to write a movie for him.
write it.
You were just saying you wanted a writer's credit.
But yeah, so it's soft open, like it's like on display now. The exhibition like opening is on January 16th, but we're gonna do a screening of the film someplace. I don't know. And so I haven't seen the
Alright,
final
someplace.
edit.
I don't know.
Everybody that's gone and seen it said it's really good. Some people have cried. I'm very excited to see it, see if I cry, but that one's Finding the Funny. I'm very excited.
Shout out Gabe.
It's nice to have things for the acting reel. You know what I mean?
Shout
Yeah.
out acting reels.
I know. Fuck. Oh, I gotta text that woman back. Yeah.
All right, Jeff, where can people find you? Where can they see your work? Now we're kind of winding down. Kind of.
Studio Stonic. on Instagram, and then Stonic.studio as a website.
That's the poet in you. Couldn't
Yes.
stop the
alliteration.
It's the
yeah.
fourth name, the fourth rebranding
Studio
of
Stonic.
his stuff.
I think everyone that keeps their same Instagram handles are gay. Just change it up, grow. You know,
Yeah, sure.
Danger
Well,
Emerson
people
was the right
change,
one.
they evolve. You know,
Yeah,
They don't have
exactly.
this cool one right off the bat, you know?
Exactly.
Mine
No-
was likes corduroy at first.
I like that.
I
Change
liked it
that
too.
back.
I liked
Can
it
I
too.
steal that? I'm not, that my
I
new
mean-
one's gonna be likes corduroy. All
Likes
right,
corduroy. NDN.
NDN. NDN likes corduroy.
But yeah,
Who
yeah,
doesn't?
I'm on Instagram. We're on. If you go to we got Dead Room Views and
Yeah.
we're
okay.
posting a lot of the videos on Dead Room's thing.
Appreciate you guys taking the time coming on,
I would then
answering the hard questions. I appreciate you,
You can
staying
find me at
around and not
Danger
storming off.
Emerson.
Shut up.
You already said it.
he did.
I said it,
He
but that
said
is
it.
where you can find Josh.
Yeah,
Got it. All right.
God,
I'm looking right in the camera.
God
Listen to
forbid
that.
you do your job. You know.
I mean, my
AI
job
cut to
is
me.
Whatever I want it to be because it's my podcast.
That's
So,
fair.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
So you guys want to end this? I let the guests sign us off however they see fit. I'll say Wakanda forever. Be excellent to each other. Then Josh, how would you sum up the culmination of this experience for you?
I don't know. Free Palestine.
Okay.
I'm ready to go vape.
Yeah, you've been pulling it out during
I know,
this
I know.
recording.
Shut up, Nicotine.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Peace.
Shout out to addictive personality.